Ooh, what did I? There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the South Jersey Field of Dreams Faces for Autism Celebration Dinner. I'm Jacob Hackett. You've heard stories from the very beginning of the South Jersey Field of Dreams. Now it's time to talk about the current generations and where the field stands today. As many of you know, we lost our beloved announcer, Wayne Corte, in September of 2022, just be, just after beginning the fall ball season. Joining me today is Samuel Bonadano. He took over for Wayne and succeeded Wayne in the broadcast booth. So not only is this interview for Sam to share his experiences, this will also be an interview to fondly remember our dear friend, Wayne Corte. Sam, thank you for being here this afternoon.
Yep, absolutely. Good to be here, buddy.
So, Sam, tell us a little bit about you and how you started with the field.
Well, I kind of got started I met, everybody probably knows John Glassy. I'm his neighbor. I live right around the corner from him. And we kind of hit it off and, we became really good friends and stuff. And one night he said, "Hey, I do this thing called the Field of Dreams and stuff where we get a bunch of kids together and they're playing baseball." And it sounded really fun. So I was like, all right, I'll come check it out. No problem. Sounds good. So we rode up one night with my couple of my brothers and my little sister. And that was just like the first night I had ever gone. And what I saw was just like, oh, wow, this is really something that they've got going on here. Like, it's just, I didn't even know it was there because I just moved to the area and I wasn't, all that intact with all the local stuff that was going on. So, I went there and we sat there the whole night watching baseball, eating hot dogs, having a good time. And, I was just like, wow, this really is something else, and it was really cool just to be there and watch it happen and see how everything was operating. And so eventually, I went home and stuff and I never really thought too much of it. I told my mom about it, said, "Hey, Mom, look, there's this thing going on. It's pretty cool." And then I think the next year, I hadn't gone back for a while, but the next year, my mom said, "Hey, why don't you go back up to the Field of Dreams and stuff?" Because I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, all right, I'll go back up there because I know John had been asking me, seeing whether or not I wanted to come up and, maybe help out on the field or, pitch the ball or, anything like that. So I went up with John and I do it with my brother Henry. He's like my best friend. I'm always with him. So I go up with Henry and John and we pretty much just started like every weekend. We were like, what, let's keep going. And we just kept going. We made it like a boys trip every weeknight. So we get up there and then I just really started to fall in love with the entire, group of people that was there. You, obviously, how could they not fall in love with you, buddy? So we get up there and then, I had never met Wayne Corte. I never got the pleasure of meeting him. I hear that his legend is just cemented, in the Field of Dreams. And I think that's absolutely incredible. I heard him before, but I never officially met him. And I wish I could have. But, John was pushing me saying, "Hey, we need an announcer," like while Wayne was sick in the hospital. And I was like, well, I'm nervous. I'm shy. I'm very introverted. I normally don't go out and I normally don't do stuff like this. I'm nervous talking to you right now. So he said, "Why don't you give it a shot?" And then eventually, like, he pushed me enough where I was like, all right, I did like the third game of the Friday night or something. And after that, I started to enjoy it a lot. But obviously I was hoping Wayne would come back as soon as possible. And unfortunately that didn't happen. And I know a lot of people miss him a lot. And I really, you know, it's such a sad thing that happened. I mean, he meant so much to so many people that, well, I see it every time I go up there, especially you and especially, John and Chuck and Larry and Barry and everybody up there. And it's just, it's overwhelming sometimes to hear all the, love and support for him and stuff like that. And there's shoes that I know I could never, ever fill, as much as I try. But I mean, I just know everything that I get told, the stories I hear and stuff, he did it totally differently. So that's kind of how I got started doing what I'm doing and how I got to the point I'm at, getting involved with the field and stuff like that. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It really, it's fulfilling to me to see, everything happen the way it is and how awesome it is. It's too freaking cool to describe in words, Mehdi. It's great.
Yeah, Sam, and it's great. And you joined us, as I would like to say it, at the perfect time, because you it's I'm going to use this expression, coming out with the old and bringing in the new, because you know this as well as I do. You and I will be probably there the next 20 years is our hope, I know. But you
Yep.
can't but the board is not going to be around forever. John's not going to be around forever. My grandfather's not going. We're not going. Nobody is going to withstand the test of time. We are all going to eventually go our own separate ways. And you're the perfect fit for the voice of the Field of Dreams, because you've got the high energy, you've got the jokes, you've got everything else. And I mean, when you started with Danny Filippi, was your assistant before I got the luxury of sitting next to you on Saturday mornings. I mean, the camaraderie, there we go, that's a hard word to say, was there. But I mean, you in a place like the Field of Dreams, you need that. You need happiness,
yes.
You need joy, you need cheer, you need all those things.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You definitely do. And it really, they do bring that there. It's always, nothing but smiles and laughs every time someone steps up to the plate, and especially us two goofing around behind with the microphone.
Yeah. You said to me, you want to do the third game. You handed me the microphone for a third game, and John's standing right in front of us at the gate, and I'm thinking, oh Lord, if I do this third game, if I screw up, we're done.
So, yeah, we're both fired. We're out of there.
yeah, we're both done. For those of you that don't know, Sam has many assistants, but I am one of his assistants at the announcer's desk.
Yes.
When Wayne had passed away, they were, as Sam told you, they were looking to fill the position of Wayne's position. And I said to John, as a matter of fact, right on here on Zoom, I said, could I be at the very least, considered to fill the position? And he goes, look, we really don't know where we're going, what direction we're going into, but if you want to sit over there, do the scoreboard, what have you, vice versa. I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the chemistry that I'm speaking of, that Sam and I have, joking back and forth on the microphone. But it's just fun. And you can see us having fun at the desk.
Oh yeah, it's right there in front of everybody.
Yeah, they all see it. Sam, I know you talked about, getting started, going to the field. You really never knew what was there. You knew what was there. You just didn't know what went on. Is there one memory, one player over your time, over the last few years, that has really said, this will stick with me for the rest of my life?
Oh yeah, no, there's at least 4 or 5 of them that I could name right now. But
you can share a few of them if you would like.
Yeah, Absolutely. I mean, there's this they're really great guy. He's a good kid. His name's I'm just gonna call him John. I don't know if I should throw his whole name out there, but his
Yeah,
name's
yeah.
John. And when you see him there, you'll know who he is because he carries around his WWE belt and he's the champ. Every time he comes, every Friday night he's there. And the first time I saw him carrying that belt, because I like watching WWE and stuff like that. So I kind of knew what to play around with. I had seen him just like running down and he was like putting his arms up and he's like, yes, yes. And I was like, yes, John. And like the WWE champ is here. And every time he steps in, it's just, he's too awesome. He really is. Him. I got to meet his mother and his sister too, of course, Rebecca and Diane. And they're just really, they're a great family in what they've got going on there. And, but every time I see him, I got to point him out and I got to like, the champ is here. So he runs around. He think he was playing for the Orioles last year, but
Yeah,
he's definitely one of my favorites. I'd get a level jersey if I could.
yeah, yeah. Hey, that's an idea. We should ask That's an idea. They should. That's a very good idea. Now you got me thinking of ideas for the spring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why not? What the heck?
Why not? What the heck? We could always bring it up. They could always tell us no. Yeah, yeah, but see, friends, that's why the memories of the South Jersey Field of Dreams are so special. The families that I've talked to tonight, the people that have gone above and beyond time and time again, the ones that have been involved since day one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's special. It truly is special. Everybody who's there is just they're all just incredible people. And when you come up and you get to know a lot of them, it really does warm your heart, and you get to see how much good there is in the world when you see something like this happening.
Oh yeah, and oh yeah, and it does fill your heart. It fills your heart with gratitude. That's with as much gratitude as I'm sure could fill anything, anything
Yep.
you wish for. That's like several of our parents have come on tonight and said what a tear jerking experience Field of Dreams is for some parents, all because of the volunteers that are so dedicated day in, day out, time in, time out to make sure that the Field of Dreams is as special for Sam and I as it is for the
Hmm.
players on the field.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's so special just to see everything happen. Like I've been saying, I feel like on repeat, but it's just the absolute truth.
Sam, if you could give anyone any advice as to why they should volunteer at the Field of Dreams, whether it's behind the scenes with us, on the field, coaching, whatever the case may be, if you could give anyone any advice tonight as to why they should join us as volunteers at the South Jersey Field of Dreams, what would you say to them?
Well, I would probably say, I mean, it's just what my own experience is that when you go there and you really experience the whole thing for the first time, you can't help but want to just say, hey, how do I get involved? How can I, what can I do here? Because it's so special what they have going on. Like if you want to come up and you want to, if you see me at the announce table, you see, yourself, Mr. Jacob Hackett, wheeling around, rocking and rolling every day, it's you come up and there's once you see what's happening, you're not going to be able to help but want to just, volunteer and see it. But, if you're really looking to come up and you want to get involved somehow or, whatever you may be, coming up, it's so special to see what happens. And if you want to get involved on the field or if you want to, coach a team or you want to do it, once you really get to know these kids and get to know everybody who's there, it's just going to fill you up so much. It's so fulfilling to come and just, be a part of something that's so special. Like I feel like I'm saying on repeat, but I always just have a loss of words for stuff. That's, who I am. But, um, if you want to come up, you want to volunteer, please do it. Just please do it, because yeah, I promise you, it will fill you in ways that you can't even imagine. It's such a special, we would love you to come up and just, be a part of this special connection everybody has up at the field. I mean, it's just, they call it the Field of Dreams for a reason, and it truly is. So,
Yeah, yeah, and if you would like to help and you see Sam or myself at the desk, don't worry. We'll point you in the right direction. We know the
yep.
people, we know where to send you. You will never be turned away. We could always use the help. If you want more more information, not invitation, although I am inviting you to volunteer. More information on the South Jersey Field of Dreams, please visit www.sjfieldofdreams.com. We have a Facebook page. We have a website. We've got the Facebook page. Contact Samurai. We're on social media. We're easy to be found. If you have more information, we would be happy to help you.
Absolutely. Just
Sam,
take a quick Google search.
yeah,
Yeah.
Google search, and don't Google search us, because that won't get you anywhere. Sam, any final words?
I just want to say how thankful I am that I get to be a part of something so special. I'm thankful that you asked me to, do this interview. I hope that I've given you a good interview for the people who are listening.
You've given me a fantastic interview. Nothing to worry about there. But yes, it is special. It brings it tugs at your heartstrings, as they say.
Absolutely. It totally does. Every time I go, there's always, I get all nervous before I start doing my thing. I always think, people are going to think I'm saying the wrong thing or something like that. But, eventually you just develop this special connection when you're up there. And I mean, I know I've been talking about it a lot, but I mean, it really is a beautiful community that you can come up and be a part of. And we would really love to have you. If anybody's looking to volunteer, obviously, Jacob said, come and reach out. We always need help. We always need, volunteers on the field and stuff. And once you come up, I can promise you will keep on coming up and you're never going to want to leave. That's the absolute truth. So thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Sam.